and it does look like that, Nova is still pretty much comfortable on the red side. The concern about the Camille has already been answered. That's been banned away. Gragas is still open for the pickup. But if you are J Team, you're content to go and prioritize the Kai'Sa because that's been a very good champion for Yetzi.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, having the Orno, can this serve good for Nova Esports?
I don't know.
I'm kind of nervous about this. Yeah, because J Team will have Gragas again.
True, and that I think is the reason why I think this Gragas pickup by DY has been so pivotal for J Team, because if you try to compare the amount of good plays that DY was able to do on the Gragas, comparing it with the amount of good plays that Yami was able to do on the Orn, it's night and day, man. I'm still baffled. I still don't understand as to why Nova is daring J Team to still go for the Gragas over and over again, and now they're locking the Garen as well, not really giving Yitze one of his more stable champions as well. I think this is a Renekton option for Yitze, but something tells me that they will prioritize this Swain this time.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of ways this time to engage, and I think going and investing for the long extended team fights is the way to go here for Nova Esports, because they tried to be explosive a while ago in game 5. It didn't turn out their way. They got decimated here by J Team, especially with the prowess of 0711 and also the leadings of DY and Ban. They were like the main barriers here of J Team.
Renekton, this is the first time that we will see Yitze on the Renekton. This is his go-to champion. I remember there was like 6 games in a row that Yitze played the Renekton. And this is an even better Renekton, right? We have to remember that the Enraged Ruthless Predator takes away the shields of the opponents. Against the Garen, you just have to survive the laning phase, and most of the time, teams opt for lane swaps, and Renekton is not that bad when it comes to clearing the wave under the tower. Oh, Nova would go for the Volibear because Swain has been banned, and this is a Volibear for long.
This is basically at least 3 champions that J Team tried during game 1 being tested out by Nova Esports. The Renekton, the Volibear, the Orn as well. And going back to his roots once more, trying out the Orianna once again is a scary one, but looks like they decide on a different route. 0711 on the Lee Sin is basically taunting Long right now.
Sure, right. It's he's saying that we will be winning the early game hard to make sure that the late game queens in the Orianna and the Kai'Sa would have enough time to scale up their items. In fact, if I just look at the lineup, I'm really liking the draft of J Team. Although this Orianna does negative damage during the first few stages of the game, it is still a very good option, because come late game, those first skill, second skill, right? It will hurt those chunky members of Nova, especially if he goes for the Leandris build. It really depends as to how J Team will be playing this, because normally we see a Kai'Sa go for a Muramana into a Riftmaker, but yesterday we saw Soil going for a Muramana into a Leandris, and I think with the amount of HP on the side of Nova, you have to have at least one Leandris.
Yeah, it kind of makes more sense to build that item now, right? Because there's like a big chunk of HP on the side of Nova Esports champions, and it is a safe assumption that we have right now that that's going to be the path of J Team's members. Nova Esports, though, this is again very similar to how they approached the previous game, similar to how J Team approached in game number 1. Engage, engage, engage. Do not hesitate going in, and do not hold back. Kill everyone in front of you.
Just one more game for J Team, and they will be advancing to the final stage. Also, putting a dent onto the record of Nova Esports, forcing them to go for another best of 7 against KBG is obviously the goal here by J-Team. And so far, just looking by the lineup, I'm liking the chances of J-Team. They will have good scaling come late game, and they will have the Lee Sin to really be that early game anchor. Make sure that they reach that late game comfortably for their squad.
0-7-11. Again, this composition requires them to have a good amount of lead in the early game, especially with this Lee Sin pick. But also the Dragon Rage will help out later on in the fights, especially with the beefy front lines of Nova eSports. If the Dragon's Rage is going to be perfect, then that's just good. Sonic Wave, I think, has been spotted, so Hitsa can interfere.
Yeah. I was just looking at the runes, like 3 of the members of J-Team goes for the Giant Slayer rune. And for obvious reason, right? Like you have 3 members that will stack up HP. And that's where Giant Slayer is most effective. By the way, so excited about patch 4.3. We will be seeing a lot of rune changes.
Yeah.
I don't think that WRL will reach the point in where we will ever see patch 4.3 played on it. But maybe next season. 0-7-11 got cancelled.
I think it's gonna be fine. Yitze doesn't have, any more damage to work around. But at least an interrupt on his recall is gonna help Long secure this red buff. Unless DY does something about it. He spots him out. And is just, being that irritating Gragas. Here, Remake is here to help out alongside with Yami. So that's gonna be just the handshake for now.
Indeed. At least in that regard, no advantages. What's unless oh man, DY just stole the minion camp from Long. Long is angry, but he cannot do a thing against DY. Oh man, DY on the Gragas. To all APAC teams out there. To all APAC teams out there. Okay, KT Roserwine and GX. If this team ever advances to the grand finals or to the finals stage, just ban away the Gragas. It's not that hard to do.
It's a must. Also a must to flash away here for Pan.
Yeah.
0-7-11 is in the vicinity. DY actually did a really good job a while ago with the stealing of the camps, as if it's him saying that if the gold is not gonna go to 0-7-11, might as well just get it for myself. And that way they denied the level 5 of Long, which actually impacted the supposed gank in the mid lane.
Let's see. 2 minutes and 30 so far ends the game, and this is the lull state. No kills for J-Team. It's not really a requirement, right? Especially if you have the Lee Sin. It's good to have, it's nice to have, but it's not need to have for J-Team. Oh, Yami making a play here against Yetzi and DY.
Should be fine though. Not much engagement just yet here for both teams. They just are threatening a bit. Just trying to have that faster wave clear in a sense and threaten for some tower platings. J-Team is having more though, especially with their impact in this topside tower, in which Nova eSports having a bit of trouble in the bot lane. Don128 actually doing an incredible job handling this weak side lane right now, and that's again one of the perks here on J-Team side.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like Don128 and Yeats are 2 of the best weak side Baron laners that we do have, for sure. But have to note that Karen is more fit to be on the weak side compared to the Renekton. Renekton kind of needs more gold for himself to be more effective. Meanwhile, Karen is going to be content to just go for the Black Cleaver and then Hullbreaker, and then that's it, right? Like Meteor Enchant here and there for sure. But J-Team again maximizing tempo advantage, gets the pullback. Can they kill him? Oh, Yitze has a barrier. Cheeky. Oh!
Almost 1 HP away from dying. Yami as well. Oh my god, these guys are defying death right now. Fortunately enough, actually, for Nova eSports, because that could have been lots of gold for J-Team.
True. But Nova does end up winning there, getting the head of the Orion, and that's not what you want. Especially knowing that this is a double scaling composition. Let's look at that once again. Okay, Call of the Forge God misses. They know he doesn't have a flash. And although there was a kickback by 0-7-11, it wasn't enough. Yami and company was able to get ahead of the Oriana. And again, negative damage by Oriana. Imagine
Not at the time.
he at least, imagine if he at least had 5 more AT. Yami would have died.
Oh, that's how close it was.
Yep.
Well, he's trying to scale up. Has the Seraph's Embrace or the Archangel staff. I mean, the unevolved version. Nova eSports might have a slight edge actually in this particular moment because J-Team is banking on the scaling. Means that they don't have actually enough firepower in this early game. Leon pressing down in the bottom lane alongside with Yami. Dawn 128 still very much healthy though.
Yeah.
And they have taken the RH already. So the handshake is there. J-Team just wants more gold.
But topside tower already destroyed by J-Team. Setting their sights here onto the mid lane tower. Oh, Mega Inferno Bomb not really doing a thing. And so now this Rift Herald is going to chunk down more tower plates for J-Team. This is what they want. They want gold lead in the early game. They want to really get the tempo for themselves. It's been their winning formula in the games that they won against Nova. Oh, hold that thought. Dawn 128 might die.
Yeah, it's too deep this time around. There's the knock up, one more auto attack, and Neon gets the kill. And again, that's one way to prevent the scaling here of a J-Team. Look for avenues to go for the one that is overextended a little bit. There's the knock up. Yami doing still a good job. Long is here.
Ooh.
Body slam onto him though. DY a little bit overextended. They realized that they might actually have been too overcautious.
Yami
right now,
isolated.
Yami gets kicked into that follow-up as well. Perfect for 0711. Right now, Storm
is here.
Bringer gonna be used. Yet he is taking too much damage. But Pan is here to recover the damage. But it's not enough just yet to get the kills. It should be fine. Only one casualty for Nova eSports.
No shockwave whatsoever as of yet. 0711 pathing towards the blue buff of Long. Just wants to say hi here and would immediately disengage because again, the bigger prize, the better prize is this tower in the mid lane. J-Team goes out on top. Full plates once again. Full plates mid lane, top lane, and bot lane. Man, this is the dream for J-Team.
Perfect macro by J-Team. Just outstanding, Autolus. Just outstanding here for J-Team.
They are.
Nova eSports. Well, there is a pressure into the top lane. Good job here for Jitse. But we're seeing 2 lanes being pressured by J-Team at the same time without any possible response from Nova eSports. And it's just fascinating to see.
Coach Kailin has prepared J-Team in every facet of the game. Especially the early game. Almost always going to be an advantage for them and their squad. And although they have the Lee Sin, which is the best at early game jungler, it's still the smaller things, right? Like, imagine having an Orianna on your side, like Kai'Sa as well, and being this ahead in tempo. It just goes to show that this team is very well coached. No substantial goal lead though, as of yet. Like, Nova eSports is still in the game for sure. But this is already the 3rd tower that J-Team was able to break for themselves.
And that is just helping them again on their scaling side.
Dawn?
You need to be very careful. Yami, Dawn 128 is taking too much damage. He has to fall back. We'll be able to do so, which is good. They can go with a reset. The kick is just amazing. Shockwave though is not at his point, but the Renekton will still fall down. No follow-up come on the side of Nova eSports since the Mega Inferno Bomb has been invested already. And again, just one by one, J-Team still getting the leads that they need.
Yeah, and slow and steady, right? They don't have to overcommit. They don't have to take like 1,000 gold right away. Oh, Long goes for the engage, and I think that's a very deadly. Oh, flashes. UI still survives at the end of it all. Like, J-Team is just an OP team right now. Nothing for Nova to take.
Emotes, man. Coming from 0711.
He's feeling it. He is feeling it right now, for sure.
Hopefully, no jinxes just yet. The worst thing that can happen is something that happened recently as well. And that is...
Which one? The Thunder Talk? They were not full of emotes though, right?
I mean, just the upset.
Outcome. Just the outcome.
Yeah, the
okay,
outcome.
Sure. Right. Because when talking about emotes, I remember one specific player. But I don't want to name drop right now. But yeah, like Nova eSports was able to squeak a tower here in the bot lane, Gyang, which kind of at least gives them some breathing space. Mid lane tower and top lane tower also destroyed on the side of J team. So it's an equal count of towers. But we have to remember that the double scaling here by J team, especially it being the Orianna and the Kai'Sa, is just so scary come late game, man.
True. Very, very
Infernal
scary,
Dragon.
especially with the supplementary that can be provided here by the Orianna as well. They are turning her on to the Crocodile. The White took no damage though, so that's something that he can step back a little bit. He should focus more on that big initiation, and there's it. Looking for the bomb, only hit Yetzi. And turn on to the Renekton, and he's taking too much damage for this drop, and he is dead. 0-7 is a perfect kill! Wow. Oh my god! That angle is just so perfect, but right now it's gonna get taken down. And Nova eSports will get a chance to get the second dragon for their side. Yami though, Killer Instinct, one more auto attack. The captain did not hit them, but got one kill as well. As J-Team now pummeling down on the rest of Nova eSports. They got more. It's only Neon remaining alive. But they should be happy with that already.
Dragon towards the side of Nova eSports though. So scaling definitely on their side, but that's more kills. That's more gold being invested on towards Ban, on towards Yetzi on this guy's, and he's so deadly. Let's look at that replay once again. DY scattering all the members of Nova. Very easy execute coming from Don128. 4-man kick coming from the Lee Sin. Unfortunately, there was no way to follow him up because there's a huge amount of investment of skills on towards the Renekton, but it did not deter them to go for this execute plays. That kill was able to get for J Team. And man, Nova eSports, although this smells to me that, you know, they can threaten the third dragon win condition, it's still very scary. It does look like that the momentum of this game is really gearing towards J Team.
Yeah, if you look at the scaling champions, there's more on the side of J Team than Nova eSports. And this Kai'Sa is starting to be a menace right now against Nova eSports. There's the knock-up. There's also the backstab here for Long. Stormbringer right now trying to access DY, but they're unsuccessful in getting the kill. Yetzi right now being too far forward. There's the cask. There's a sword drop. And there's a kill on the Renekton. Long right now is very low. Don128 as well. There's a Sonic Wave, but there will not be any follow-up, I presume. Exhaust is going to be used to slow him down. 0711 goes in, gets a kill. Long trying to pin him down this time around though, but still J-Team maneuvering around perfectly, and Nova eSports can't catch them.
It's a 3v5 scenario. They can threaten the Baron, although 0711 is so low in health. Does it matter though? He can go and regen back up by using his might here onto the Krogs, but Nova eSports is here to deter any Baron attempt wisely. Again, J-Team, academic approach. They don't have to go overconfident with their plays. Just go back, wisely spend those unspent gold, go for items, because right now, if J-Team does not commit any mistake, they are on the precipice of putting Nova eSports down to the lower bracket.
That is the goal, and that is the pace right now that J-Team is doing. They're climbing, they're grinding right now here in this game, and they're very close to the finish line. Just a few more steps, just a few more laps, and they will be able to do it. Nova eSports trying to remain here in this game, in this series, in this tournament. They still have this chance. They are trying to prove themselves right now, but it's just so difficult, man.
Especially with the state of the game right now, like, if ever that Nova eSports will find the third dragon though, then that's a reversal of script right away, Young. But J-Team can actually do this trade that we saw from them just a while back. They can go for the Baron instead of going for the third dragon. And with the gold lead that they have, with the composition that they have, then it does look like that's a better trade overall compared to what they did just a couple of games back, right? Like, Nova eSports needs to be mindful of this Baron for sure.
The dragon as well that is incoming. You need to watch out for it. They need to deny it from Nova eSports. But if they get the same, you know, clean team fight win, just like what happened a while ago as Nova eSports picked up that Infernal, then J-Team might have the perfect chance to either take a Baron or maybe even end the game. That's how dangerous it is right now for Nova Esports, even if they have the upper hand in terms of Dragon stacks.
Yeah. DY almost complete with the Warmax armor. Does have Force of Nature just to negate a lot of those AP damage, but again, the chunky members are already feeling the damage coming from J-Team's carries. Pan already has the Leandries, and it's really helping them chunk down those high HP with the Giant Slayer rune as well. We have to remember
0711 is being watched all throughout this scenario right now, and yeah, the Giant Slayer are just working in terms of the damage, chipping down those tanks. Mega Inferno Bomb doing the trick though. Yetzi and Pan took so much damage. That's the charge. Yetzi as well. Just going in. 0711 has a good position for Remake. That's a kick again onto 3. Remake as well. Getting threatened, but they turn onto 0711. They catch him once more. The catch for the isolation. Can he actually escape? The answer is going to be no. And J-Team loses their jungler, but they turn. They get the kill onto the Ornn. And right now the flash. Yetzi missing the target though. And he will get captured. Will get taken down. Pan is going to be the next target. That is a big blunder here for J-Team right now, as Nova Esports is trying to catch them right now. Orianna is dead. Nova Esports is alive. Can they get this dragon? I think it's very much possible.
Surely. It's not yet over. Nova Esports gets 3 dragons to help them with their quest to extend this game, or in this series, onto a game number 7. 0711. Oh man, his target was Remake, but Remake was quick to his feet, was able to exhaust him, was able to make sure that he won't be able to get his kick. And I think, you know, at that point, you have to invest your kick flash. Because his goal was to really get the head of Remake, and that's it. Had it been that he was able to kick Remake in that fight
into the 3,
it will be over for the side of J-Team. But because of that, Nova Esports was so healthy, long untouched, was able to get all the necessary kills, and the most important of all, get the 3 dragons to help them extend this series.
That was a combination of overconfidence and underestimation of the damage, and the punishment was just insane coming in from Nova Esports. Right now, they have the 3 dragon stacks that is helping them survive in this game right now. The scaling is now being on their side just because of this dragon buff that they have right now, and J-Team seems to be having their curtains slowly closing in this game. Nova Esports is starting to be excited every time they meet J-Team.
12% AP in AD. You also have the defenses or resistances being gifted by the Mountain Dragon, ability haste as well by the Ice Dragons. The perfect set of dragons in my opinion. No hate towards the Ocean Dragon, but I just think that, you know, these are the 3 that I really love to have when I'm playing the Wild Rift. Oh, Yitze flashing in.
Sonic Wave did not connect, and he will stay alive. Panto took too much damage though. Might need to go back in the base, and this is very alarming for J-Team.
Indeed. It is indeed going to be a problem for both squads actually. Because whoever takes this Elder Dragon will most likely definitely win the game. The scaling is still there for J-Team. Like, they have the Orianna, they have the Kai'Sa. Yetzi has been superb outside of that blunder here in the bot lane. So it looks like that
good cover.
Nova Esports is just so ready for this. Going for the engage. Call of the Forge God. Yitze is on the back line.
Yeah, they're trying to turn onto Pan, but get punished instead. The sword is dropped. And one is dead. They got the kill onto Long. And that Ornn might actually be the next target right now. Renekton trying to do some damage here. Yitze gonna be falling down. Lee Sin as well. Junglers dead on both sides. Yitze, will the dragon help? It does. And they got the kill. Numbers advantage this time around here for J-Team. But it's not enough for them to take the dragon because the jungler is dead once again.
Young, look at the dragon, look at the dragon. It has a J-Team jersey on it. Oh man, that last hit coming from that dragon's breath onwards Yitze is so unfortunate if you are a fan of Nova Esports. Let's look at that replay once again. Again, Yitze with a perfect flank was able to get on towards Pan, but Pan with the QSS immediately was able to disengage. He was so tanky though. Like, look at this team fight. The amount of time that he was able to buy Nova eSports was so key, and look at this. He woke up the dragon, and the dragon retaliated. Oh no.
Oh man, the Dominus AoE. Unfortunate there for Yitze, and J-Team is able to win a fight once more, despite the dragon stack advantage of Nova eSports. We have to take that into consideration all the time, because right now we see still J-Team being the one to dictate what is gonna happen in a fight.
It's just a construct of their composition as well. Like, J-Team scaling was, they have the advantage, and the only reason why this game is this close is because of the 3 dragons that Long was able to secure for Nova eSports. If it's just 2 dragons for Nova, oh man, J-Team will have an easier time to execute their draft. They're still in the goal lead. They still have a better draft come late game. Don 128 with just one press of a button can easily assassinate one of the members. Oh, 0711 might have been spotted.
Oof,
there.
The pokes.
We'll see. Oh,
They have a
0711. They know!
They saw him. Exhaust gonna come through. Begging for the bomb as well. That's a follow-up. One more. Can they get the catch? They do! He's dead! A big catch on J-Team. Nova eSports, what's the next step? They need to turn onto the Elder Dragon. They have their own jungler. J-Team preventing access on this path right now. But slowly but surely, they're getting onto it.
Oh man. No jungler for a good 50 seconds. Yami with engage.
Big knock up. No follow-up though. Yitze having a good flank position. Yami took too much damage. Long is excited to start this dragon because there's no one that can stop him this time around. 0711 is dead for a long time right now. Pan taking so much damage. Yetzi trying to poke, trying to hold it for the team, but looks like it's not gonna be enough. It's the chance for Nova eSports to strike hard and not hesitate anymore. Yetzi just happily taking the death right now for the team because they get finally this Elder Dragon.
That's 4 members of Nova eSports with Elder Dragon. J-Team just went for the lesser evil in eliminating 1 buff. And that's the buff on the Renekton, but that still is a massive win for the members of Nova eSports with the Elder Dragon buff. Imagine an Elder Dragon joining a team that already has 3 dragons. J-Team's 0711 has to do better. It's like 2 clashes in a row now that 0711 did not really pan out for J-Team. And again, him being spotted was the MVP. Nova eSports knows that 0711 was there and immediately pounced on the opportunity to kill him. Oh man, he has to remember that he's not a Kha'Zix nor an Evelyn, but he's playing like one. But look at his positioning right now.
Oh my god.
Okay, you live and die by 0711. We'll see.
Let's see if he will live by the name as the one that can take down Long as the best jungler. They turn right now. Nova eSports.
Elder.
Perfect opportunity. DY might actually get taken
burn.
down. It's trying to be protected by Pan, but it's not going to be enough. Shockwave. Damage onto Long, but not much. And again, Inferno Bob deals more. And Pan has to back away. 0711 is stuck in that area. No vision here in this barren pit. J-Team right now, the Meteor Enchant gives up slight information.
Finally he gets spotted.
0711, yeah, they turn immediately after seeing him. They turn, cancel, Elder Dragon burn, stasis to buy some time to survive, but it's not gonna be enough. It's Yitze there. One more.
Burn is enough.
No burn. Yitze doesn't have the Elder Dragon buff. Fortunately, he survives, but still double buff. There is the Infinity Stones here for Nova eSports.
Yeah, well, the Elder Dragon buff has already expired, so there is only one big buff that J-Team has to deal with. But we are reaching that point in where goal lead doesn't matter anymore. In where, if you look at Nova eSports, they have 3 dragons that will help them stat-wise. So in the end, right, like the longer this game goes, the better it is for Nova eSports. Like, look at the damage coming from Remake. Oh, goodness me. Nova eSports just won a game 7. That is for sure.
Yeah, and they're slowly getting it right now. Slowly but surely. They just need to be patient enough because they have everything. They have the requirements. They have the materials to make sure they get this game 7 right now.
Yeah.
Tower secured in the mid lane, slowly creeping towards inhibitor towers. Towers burning as well. Everything is in favor for Nova eSports, and J-Team is crumbling. The kick is gonna be there. 0711 Stasis to buy some time to make it burn a bomb onto Pan. He tries to fall back. There's the shield. He's still alive. The burn is there though. He needs to go back into the base. There's a Stormbringer. They focus onto the Nexus. Then Nova eSports will get their game 7.
The champions, Icons Global Champions, not yet done. Wants to advance through the upper bracket finals, and this is a crazy game, Gyeong. A back-to-back game number 7 for us.